1.
That 400-foot-tall SpaceX Starship rocket launching Friday on a closely watched test flight. Now, the massive rocket blasted off from Texas and splashed down about an hour later, 10,000 miles from the launch site. Starship, it's the world's biggest and most powerful rocket, is the key to the future for Elon Musk's space company. And this was also the first test flight since SpaceX went public on Wall Street. Since achieving the largest IPO in history, the company stock is down nearly 29% from its opening price. Now, Mark Strassmann has a look at what's at stake.
3, 2, 1.
SpaceX's Starship rocket roared skyward Friday night from South Texas, successfully completing an hour-long test flight.
Yeah, we sure did.
That was awesome. From the booster splash.
It ended halfway around the world with a planned soft landing in the Indian Ocean.
Down to 1.
Look at that view of the Starship heat shield tiles.
Starship is crucial to the company's future. SpaceX needs Starship to upgrade its Starlink internet service and launch orbital data centers for its AI business, as well as for missions to Mars and the Moon. NASA hired both SpaceX and Blue Origin to build lunar landers to deliver the agency's astronauts to the Moon's surface. Next year, on the Artemis 3 mission, NASA needs to practice docking with test versions of both companies' landers in low Earth orbit.
I will tell you with Artemis 3 how important it is for Orion to rendezvous and dock with both. So I'd say it's extremely unlikely we would ever launch that mission unless both were ready so that we could achieve those important test objectives and bring down risk for Artemis 4 when they land on the Moon.
But both landers are still in development, and both companies still have a lot to prove with their rocketry. Back in May, a Blue Origin New Glenn rocket in a pre-launch engine test exploded into catastrophe. The fireball was spectacular, the rocket destroyed, and the company's now repairing the heavily damaged launch pad. Since 2023, 5 Starship launches have had in-flight catastrophic failures, putting SpaceX more than a year behind schedule.
For Starship ultimately to be successful, there is still so much more that SpaceX has to prove. They've got to get it to orbit. They've got to show that they can recover both the first and the second stage. And most importantly, perhaps, they're going to have to show that they can fly human beings safely.
Another ripple for SpaceX from last night's Starship launch. It was the first since the company's IPO dazzled Wall Street back in June. With each Starship launch, NASA's hardly the only interested party. For CBS Saturday Morning, Mark Strassmann, New York.
I covered the IPO, and everyone was like, wow, but it's struggling right now.
And I remember you saying this is going to come back down to Earth, so be cautious and be careful. But really, it's about the possibilities of what that company can bring. And the footage is just inspiring.
And if we could actually have data centers in space, that would solve a lot of the issues that everyone's talking about.
It's expensive to get them up there. Thank you, Mark Strassmann, for that.